I touched on the subject in a previous audio about being unequally yoked. People have to understand you could be unequally yoked in other relationships besides romantic ones. I know romantic relationship is the first thing that comes to mind, but being unequally yoked in other areas of your life in regards to people can also be detrimental. So I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. The first one is going to be in friendship and the other one is going to be in business. Now, let's just say that you're the type of person, pretty nice, you're pretty popular within your circle, but you're a very structured, very organized person. You have goals, you have ambitions. You just have a pretty positive outlook on where you are and where you're going, regardless of what happened in your past. Today is a new day for you. Every day is a new day. You approach it with thanksgiving. You approach it with energy, and you just feeling blessed all the way around. But the problem is that you may have the majority of the people in your close circle that see things the same way you see things, and you enjoy their company, but you do have those random few that want to hold on, and these people are usually trying to gather energy from the people you hang around with in order to kind of motivate themselves. They don't have it within themselves what they need to get whatever it is they need to get out of life to succeed. So they figure if they just hang around the people that exude that energy, that they'll just get a little piece of that and just go about their merry way. But little do they understand that energy doesn't work that way. These people, you can tell that they are not on the same path that you're on. Let's say that you have something in common. Let's say that you go to the same class at the Y, or that you work together and you developed a light friendship. Notice that I say a light friendship. And in the later audio, I'm going to talk about some of the different types of friendships that people need to have in their life and some of the friendships that they need to end in their life. So that's going to be an interesting one. I'll be doing that one pretty soon. But anyway, this particular person, they talk a good game about how they're going to do this, they're going to do that. I mean, they're good people all the way around as far as, they have somewhat of a spiritual life, that they're hard workers, and everything else. But the thing is they don't have all their ducks in their order because they're either one, too overly emotional about the wrong things, two, don't show any emotion about the right things, or three, have no idea what they feel about any of their emotions in regards to anything. So they're one of those type of people that are blasé, don't care, and just go with the flow type people, don't care about consequences or anything else. Those are the most dangerous ones, because if they don't care about what happens either way, they darn sure don't care enough about you. These are the three type of people. They just don't have it together. They don't have it together spiritually. They don't understand the concept of having things together mentally in order to get things done in their life and other aspects. They don't understand how your state of mind affects your body, how it affects your job, how it affects your money, how it affects your relationships with other people, how it affects your state of mind going in the future. They don't understand that. So because they don't have a rein on their mental, and they're not in tune with their mental health, or not on the road to being in tune with their mental health, they have a propensity to go ahead and just fly off the handle sometimes, or curl up into a ball and just ignore things, or just don't care or think about their situations either way. Either way you look at it, these people aren't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere at all. And even though you've got your things together right now, spiritually, mentally, you're physically, and if you don't have them at the level that you want, you are clearly on that path. You've got your goals mapped out. You've got your tools ready. You're utilizing it. You're actively on that journey. When you get with these people, it's going to be a gradual process, but over a period of time, you're going to look up and you're going to be looking at yourself today as a memory. It's going to be what you are today is going to be a part of your former self if you keep dealing with these people. Because these are the same type of people that say, oh, you got to let your hair down. You can't be worrying about that right now. What is wrong with thinking about your future any damn time you feel like thinking about it? You only go around once. Yes, you do only go around once. That's why I'm trying to think about my future. Dummy. Oh, you need to have a little bit of fun. You're always working, working, working. First of all, doing work on yourself is not a bad thing. These are the type of people that believe in work as slave. They equate work to slavery. When you do spiritual work, when you do mental work, when you do physical work, there is nothing wrong with that. You should be happy that you're doing any work besides the work that you're doing hitting a time clock for somebody else. You should be proud of yourself. But these people don't understand that because they look at work as a form of drudgery. They look at work as a form of slavery. They don't look at work in a positive mindset. They don't look at it like that. They look at work as something that you have to do because you don't have any choice. That's what they look at work as. And that's a bad mindset to have. Because these are the people that'll do just enough to get enough. And usually when they do just enough to get enough, they're not satisfied and they're complaining about that. So the three types of people you need to stay away from, in short, are the ones that are overly emotional about the wrong things, which I mean they're grown and they're spending all their time whining about a boyfriend or a girlfriend they've only known for a short period of time, ain't married to them. They're not talking about their future. They're not talking about advancing their situation. They're not talking about improving their health. They're spending 70, 80% of their time whining about why their boyfriend spends so much time online, whining about why the girlfriend spends so much money when they go out, but they still going home to them every single day. You don't want to deal with them. They're out of control. They're not thinking rationally about life, and they're going to have the same story over and over and over again. I've come across women periodically all the time where they have done nothing, just as grown as me, can do some things to fix their life, run to the church or the temple or the mosque every single week, but when you talk to them, they spend the majority of the conversation talking about how their mate didn't do something right. Me personally, after a while, I quit dealing with them because they get on my because they get on my nerves. They really do. And the second type of person I mentioned before that you need to stay away from is the one who act like they don't care about nothing. You bring up certain important things, certain important adult things, they don't have any answers for you because they hadn't thought about it. They do not care. They fly by the seat of their pants and do whatever they want to do. They lead a hedonistic lifestyle. And these type of people are the ones that'll tell you how you need to chill out and how you need to relax like something's wrong with you. Don't fall for that. There's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself every now and then, but if you're leading a structured and organized life and you're on the path to some sort of success, don't let nobody talk you out of that, because these are the people who are deep down jealous of you because you got discipline and they don't. So they're bad. And the third type of person I told you is the most dangerous of all because they don't feel nothing either way. They don't get upset and they don't care. When you bring up certain things, they actually look at you like a deer in the headlights. Like you don't know, like they don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about financial success. They don't even take the time to even make excuses. They don't care at all. They really don't. And I mean, these could be hard-working people, but they just literally get up out the bed every single day. Number one, they don't have a spiritual relationship. Number two, they don't care about what's going on with their mental. And number three, the majority of these people, if you look at the way they live their life, and as far as taking care of their bodies, they probably have some kind of addiction, probably have a poor diet, and they probably have their body probably is out of shape or they probably have some sort of disease, and they do not care. They don't care if they have these things. They're not trying to do anything to be proactive about any of their conditions or anything, because they do not care, period. And they ain't thinking about caring. See the difference between them and the other person, the second person that I told you that's hedonistic. The person who's hedonistic, they think about these things. They're just too lazy to do anything about it. But the third person, they don't care either way. They just exist. And they're dangerous because if they have that attitude about themselves and they got to live with themselves every single day, how much care you think they're going to have about you? They're going to care about you even less than they care about themselves. Stay away from these people. Stay away from them. So I kind of hope that helps you. Like I said, later on in another audio, I'm going to start putting the material together for that one. But I'm going to talk about, the type of friends you need to have, and the type of friends that you need to get rid of. That will be ex-friends, people that need to be ex-friends and people that need to be friends. That will help you be successful in your life. Because at the end of the day, when you go to bed at night, you want to be able to say before you close your eyes that you had a good day. And not just because you hit a time clock or just because you were able to make it home safely. It's because everybody that you interacted with, you had that ended on a positive note. You were able to achieve your goals, and you were able to have peace in your house and your mind. That's a good day. Just saying.